Hi guys, sorry that we're a minute or two getting started. A minute or two late getting started. I'll get it out in a minute. I had everything set up and then I came in to just do the easy part, which was open up random.org, and Chrome crashed and it wouldn't come back up. So I ended up having to reboot everything. Good times, right? All right, so tonight is pretty easy. I was hoping, of course, that I had timed it right so that we would get to see the end of the Home Run Derby before the break started, but we got close enough that I think we know Aaron Judge is going to walk off with that. So here's what we're looking at tonight. It is the back half of a case of 2013 Panini Elite Football. And you will see, of course, our team names are on one side and the winning bidder names are across from them. There are a few things on there that say unpaid, and those just, payment hadn't come in as of about 5 minutes before the break. But if it comes in the interim, we will be all good. The second thing that we're going to do is our nightly random. The winner of the nightly random advances on to Lucky You 3, which is our customer appreciation break, and that will run all through the month of July. So everybody, every night we break, we'll have a nightly winner for the whole month of July, and then the first Saturday in August, we'll open up some stuff and you'll get a chance to win some hits at no cost to you. So in tonight is Rick Simp 80. Rick Simp 80, you are in, man. So make sure you remember that. I'll try and send you a message too before we do the break, but that's how that's going to work for the customer appreciation break. And so there's just, we've already taken a look at the spreadsheet, of course, so now it's just time to open up some packs and get rolling here. And don't tell me what happens in how many Aaron hits here in the last of the Home Run Derby, because I did turn on the DVR. So don't tell me what his tally is, although I'm sure he'll stop once he gets enough to go past Sano, which, man, the way he was hitting him out of there the last round, it doesn't look like he's tired. So I'm going to operate on the assumption that he's going to win the Home Run Derby without a whole lot of trouble. But yeah, I guess everybody, of course, thought it would come down to Stanton and Judge, and Giancarlo just got booted out right there in that first round, which was surprising. But Aaron, yeah, he's up to expectations and then some. Oh, you know what I do need to do, which I did not do? We got to take that camera off of autofocus, because you just saw what it just did. It'll be doing that the whole break. That is just an unfortunate little side effect of autofocus. So let's see if that doesn't get us in a little better shape. I know it throws the background out of focus, but the cards are what we care about. So they are much happier when the camera's not in autofocus mode. All of the stuff that we're opening tonight, which is just this, I don't know why I'm so used to saying all of the stuff. We have just the one break tonight. So the cards in this break, I am expecting will ship out on Friday. A slight possibility I might get them out sooner, but my guess is Friday. That is Eric Reed to $8.99. There will be a lot of numbered inserts in here, and many of them will be kind of high numbered like that. All the rookies will have some sort of numbering on them. Terrence Williams is first up. I was looking for I guess I moved it. Daggone it. Well, this isn't a totally blank piece of paper, but well, it has a lot of writing on it. I'm trying to find something I can put in behind this that'll... There you go. Now you can see it a little better. The Terrence Williams autograph coming out for the Cowboys. That one, of course, with the blue ink. There are ink variations. There's blue ink, red ink, and green ink in 13 Elite with varying degrees of rarity. You know, I think actually I was more excited to watch. In fact, I know that I was more interested in watching the Home Run Derby than I am in watching the All-Star Game. I know that's bad, but man, the Home Run Derby was pretty good this year. That is to $3.99. Justin Hunter for the Titans. That, of course, just one of many little decoy blank cards that we're going to pull in here. But I will always show you both sides of them so that you will know that it is not a redemption or anything other than just a blank card. There's Mike Gillislee to $8.99 for the Dolphins. And if you should happen to want, me to go speed up and show the cards quicker or take more time with them, let me know. Always happy to adjust the pace. Corey Fuller to $1.99. Sometimes I just get in my own little groove and tried to go slower lately, though. A couple people said that they thought I moved a little quickly for them at times, so trying to keep a little more awareness of that. So there's Christian Michael for the Seahawks, and that one is to $1.99 on the, I guess you'd call it an acetate kind of card, same as the Terrence Williams. Those will have some surface scratches on them generally. The ones with the sticker auto don't seem to be as bad as the ones that are hand signed. That's the $8.99. And that's probably because the ones that were hand signed had, shuffled around more, had articles of clothing dragged across them when the signature was being done, and etc. I think that's how a lot of those kind of little micro scratches end up on things like Strata and on the acetate cards. But generally speaking, you don't notice them unless you hold it a certain way and in a certain light. Nice little Calvin Johnson Jr. insert. And I think that's called laser cut, maybe, on that insert. That's what, I could not remember the name of it, and that's what someone said in the last break, and I managed to retain that at least. Keep in mind, we do have coming out this week Gold Standard Football. It'll be the first time football has had Gold Standard since 2011, the one and only year it was there. It's been in basketball consistently for, well, gosh, at least since 2010. And Gold Standard is so nice. I really like it, and I am super excited to get some in here and get it opened up for football. That is to $89, I believe that says, on the Julio Jones. It actually comes out on Wednesday night, but I don't think I have it scheduled to break until maybe Friday. It's either Thursday or Friday before I put the first break up. Because we have Stadium Club Baseball coming out this week, and that is to $199. And then, of course, Gold Standard Football. We have the Onyx Clubhouse Collection. Which that Onyx Clubhouse Collection is going to give us a chance to, a shot at anyway, well, let's back up. If you're not familiar with Onyx Clubhouse Collection, they do game-used batting gloves. And they have a lot of prospects in there, so a lot of the top prospects are options to pull. That is to $199. But it also has Aaron Judge in it, Mike Trout, I think Bryce Harper. I think who else? There's, a handful of what I would call kind of our superstar players out of the current MLB players. And then there's Jimmy Graham to $80. And then our up-and-comers mixed in there too. So anyway, we will have some of those to open. And of course, you know, can you even imagine if we were to pull the Aaron Judge batting gloves, how sweet that would be? Although truly, pulling the up-and-comers, you know, we might be, or the best prospects is the proper way to say it, I guess. You know, we might pull the next Aaron Judge and not even know we have them yet, which that's the fun thing about prospects. That is to 10, so that numbered right there, number 10 of 10. On the Herschel Walker, wow. Herschel Walker, nice. I really like that for the Vikings. The game used material, 10 of 10, Herschel Walker. Vikings, nice hit. I like that a lot. Pretty cool. That is to $7.99. Oh, I know what else comes out this week. I'm like, I know there's something else that is coming out this week. We're going to set this aside because, oh, actually, we don't have to. That one, they're both Cowboys. Some of those that we come across later that have different teams, we'll do those via random a little bit later. Yeah, the other thing that comes out this week, I think on Friday, are the Leaf full-size autographed football helmets. That's to $7.99 on the Ryan Nassib. So I'm super looking forward to that too, of course. We pulled, well, in our football jersey we opened the other night, it was LeGarrette Blount for the Patriots. But in our baseball jersey that we opened, which I think, was that last night? I think it was last night. We pulled Hank Aaron, man. Oh, I was so excited. I love Hank Aaron. Love Hank Aaron. So I was super excited to pull his jersey for one lucky bidder. That is $2.49 on Lawrence Taylor. Little LT material coming out for the Giants. Nice. And then, of course, we pulled that Marcus Mariota mini helmet out of Leaf the other day. We've had some good memorabilia pulls this week, actually. So maybe that will give us a good streak to hit the Leaf football helmets with on Friday. Maybe we'll still be on a hot streak, hopefully. And I think we've got another Hit Parade full-size helmet coming up between now and then as well. That is to $7.99 on the Josh Boyce. And I have got a ton of, you'll see them start popping up pretty soon. Got a bunch of odds and ends kinds of things. They're not really odds and ends, but they're, I don't know. They're things that probably could be done as single box, but I don't really want to do them as single box. That's to $2.99 on the Hard Hats insert of Theo Riddick. So I'm going to pair some things up. So, and there's all kinds of football. Probably more football than anything else. I have a little bit of baseball to pair and a little bit of basketball, but most of it is football. So that's my goal this week, is to get all that stuff paired up and get those listings done and get them started. So sometime starting over the weekend and into next week, look for all kinds of interesting things to pop up. Interesting combinations. That's the $8.99 on the Corey Fuller. Any bears yet? Hey, Dab Wizard, how are you? And if you put that in there a minute ago, I apologize. I'm just now seeing it. Sometimes it takes a second to pop up, and sometimes it takes me a second to glance over there, too. We have not had any bears hits yet, but we're only in this. Yeah, I opened 2 boxes, took the packs out of 2 boxes at once, so we're only in the second box. We still have 4 more to go. Trying to think. We pulled a Cowboy, a Seahawk, a Giant, a Viking, and somebody. Maybe a Titan. Maybe it was a Titan. Can't remember the other one. Christian Michael again on the rookie inscriptions. And of course, it's our acetate card. And on the ones, the passing the torch that you saw me set aside to the left there, that is to remind me that we're going to have to do those by way of random. Because we'll hit a number of those, and what we will do is define the front side of the card and the back side of the card. Is that Geno Smith? Yeah. And then we'll let random decide, you know, between the front and the back. And then all of those will then go accordingly, you know. So for instance, if the Vikings are on the front and the Bengals are on the back, and random were to choose the back, then the card would go to the Bengals, and so on and so forth. So there's a little Justin Hunter action coming out for the Tennessee Titans to 199. It was Justin Hunter Materials that we pulled earlier. You know, I saw, I think it was maybe on, probably on ESPN. Could have been on CNN, but I think it was on ESPN. They said the prices for tickets to the Home Run Derby were exceeding the ticket prices for the All-Star Game. Resale market, everybody was more interested in the Home Run Derby, which I can't say I blame them. That is to 25 on the Dez Bryant Starstruck insert. And another one of our die cut inserts, that one for the Titans with Chris Johnson. They're actually pretty cool little cards. You'll like them when you get them. And I'm just going to, all right, let's get a couple more. Let's open a couple more boxes and get their packs out. Let's see what else we can find. I have a case of 2013 Contenders, which I keep meaning to list and keep forgetting to list. So sometime in the next week or so, the next 7, well, we'll say the next 5 to 10 days. Somewhere in the next 5 to 10 days. I will get at least the first half, if not the whole thing, listed for Contenders. And there's a lot of short prints in Contenders. There's actually a lot of really good short print, decent money cards in 13 Contenders, as well as, of course, you know, the autographs and the natural draw to it. But some of the players that you wouldn't ordinarily think of as maybe being the hot card to pull, if they're a short print in there, yeah, makes a difference. We've got a lovely redemption. It's going to sit there for a second, because here's what I'm going to tell you about it before we flip it over. It is going to be expired, and you are still going to want to redeem it. So when you get it, put it in your Panini account just like you normally would. That's to $8.99. And then, you know, lately I've put in some things even back from 2010, 2011 that they've actually sent out the card. That's to $1.99 within maybe a couple weeks of it going in there, which is unusually fast for Panini. Then there are others that are still sitting there. Point is this: if you put it in your account and you haven't seen the card after, say, 6 weeks after you redeemed it into your account, that is to $8.99 on the Vance McDonald. Then go to Twitter specifically and send a message to @PaniniCSM. That's the guy's handle, @PaniniCSM. That is $7.99 for the Tyler Wilson. And that guy will help you out if you have redemptions that are just stuck in your account and nothing has happened with them. He will work with you to find a replacement. Sometimes it's a replacement with the same player, just out of a different card set, or, you know, numbered to a different sequence. If it's to, you know, 99, maybe he has one to 149 or something. But he'll give you some options on that. And he will also tell you if they don't have any options for it, he'll work with you to find another player to sub with. And usually the way they determine the valuations when they substitute it, or the way they decide what players to substitute, I should say. You know, they'll ask you who's your favorite team or who are your favorite players or whatever. And then they will look at the value of the card that you would have gotten for your redemption, and they give you something with an equal value or as close to it as they can get. That's EJ Manuel to $6.99. So in other words, if that turns out to be like Tyler Eifert, rookie, which would be nice, but then they're not going to give you like an Ezekiel Elliott rookie for it, even if you did tell them Ezekiel Elliott was your favorite player. So that's kind of my point in saying that. That's to $9.99 on the D Milliner. But the guy's actually pretty cool, and he will help you out. So we have, oh wow, Colin Kaepernick and Steve Young passing the torch signatures. Very nice. And I would assume that that's going to come out for the Niners. But we will checklist verify that, and we'll determine for certain where that goes based on the checklist on the Panini website. But that's a really cool hit, the Colin Kaepernick and Steve Young passing the torch. Very nice. You hear my little kitties down there yowling. That is to $9.99. I was really hoping that was going to, I saw Gronk and I thought, oh, are we going to get lucky and turn it over and it'll be signed? No, but we do have a nice little zoning insert. Huh, right behind a regular Gronk. Or in front of, I guess, depending on how you look at it. That is hard hats to $2.99 for Matt Barkley. Whoops, is that on the... Oh, that's just some schmutz. There is a lot of the edges of really any of these, I'm sure. If you've gotten Chrome or Prism or any of these in the past, I'm sure you're familiar with the fact that they have little kind of pieces of the edge of the cards is really basically what it is. Little white flecks of paper that come off of these cards. You'll see them will fall all over the mat, and that is to $2.99 on the Stedman Bailey for the Rams. It's a nice, strong signature. And sometimes they will fall off inside the sleeve or the team bag or whatever they happen to be in. So if you do get something and it's got a whole bunch of little white flecks in it or on it, that's what they are. Stuff coming off the edges of these cards. Jonathan Franklin for the pack to $2.99. Now, I'm sure you're probably looking for Eddie Lacy if you have the pack, or I'm guessing you're looking for Eddie Lacy if you have the pack, but it's still a nice little hit there for your Jonathan Franklin. I don't like those stacks to get too tall. I'm just moving some of those out of the way. They can sit down there on the sorting mat until we get done. Is that bent right out of the pack? It sure is. Look at that. The corner of that, I don't know how well you can tell it. Maybe you can see by the way the light refracts off of it. But the corner of this matte Schaub there has just a little bit of a, well, it's got a bend in it. I mean, no other way to say it. Right there in that lower right corner. Just straight out of the pack with a bend in it, which is... that is unusual. It's not unusual for them to have chipping and, you know, kind of edge wear around their corners and, or wear around their edges and corners, but it is unusual to come out bent. RG3 for the Redskins. course, anything that you, well, let's get Aaron Dobson done first. For the Patriots, Aaron Dobson to $3.99 with the new breed materials. So anything that goes through for the Oilers, which I know Earl Campbell is on at least one side of the cards that we're going to be doing in random shortly. So anything you see that comes out for the Oilers, that is to $1.99. Actually goes to the Tennessee Titans. Because, of course, that... Oh, my devices are trying to go to sleep. I know, right? And you're going, yes, because you're putting us to sleep. I know. That was... I know. I walked right into that one. Anyway, anything that says the Oilers goes to the Titans. Because the Houston Oilers became the Tennessee Oilers, became the Tennessee Titans. Card always stays with the franchise. That is Joseph Randall to $3.99 on the new breed materials. Hard hats for Eric Reed. Cool little hit for the Niners to $199 on the Eric Reed. Of course, I like the hard hats, so I always think that hard hats are a cool hit. That is actually a sticker auto on there, and at least one, if not both, of our other hard hats were also sticker autos. Hey, there's another Eric Reed, so how about that? You're just killing it, Niners. As there's Eric Reed to $299, which just followed up the other Eric Reed, and then... Of course, we have our Passing the Torch, which I'm pretty sure is going to checklist verify to the Niners. I believe that it will. So, that is a nice break for you so far. Darren McFadden to $199. At least I think that said $199. I'm pretty sure it did. Excuse me. Another one of our little portraits. And that one's for Aaron Rodgers. Those little portraits cards are really cool. I like them. Theo Riddick to 50, I think, or does that say 59? I think it's actually maybe says 59 on the Theo Riddick. Tell you what, there is a mosquito that has gotten in the house, and it's just like a little bitty baby one, and you can see it fly around, but it's like so small that you just catch it out of the corner of your eye for like half a second. And then it's gone, like you never see it long enough to swat it or do anything about it. And that little sucker is just biting the crap out of everything. And it just bit me in the face. That is to $2.99 for the Kenjon Barner. So, yeah, I am like, I've got so many spots that are itching because this one little baby mosquito is, well... By virtue of the amount of times it has been biting, the thing should be gargantuan, but it's tiny. But good grief, I need the cats to catch it, or it needs to go outside or something. It's just constant biting is killing me. Whoops. Russell Wilson was stuck to our decoy card that time. One other thing I'll point out, some of these cards, I haven't really specifically seen one yet, but I believe, well, here is one, as a matter of fact. So Mike Wallace, of course, he's in a Steelers uniform. When you see that go through, you might say, oh, Mike Wallace, Steelers, and think that's going to be sorted to you, but you can see that it says Miami Dolphins down there, and it says signed by the Dolphins and the date over there in the corner. So when I sort these, I sort them by the back of the card, which will have the correct team symbol, and that's to make sure that I don't get distracted by the symbols. But if you do see something just kind of rolling through and then you wonder why didn't you get it, if you go back and look, most likely that's going to be the case. It's going to be somebody who was traded. Look at that coming out for the Cowboys. How about a little Tony Romo 2-color patch and numbered, well, 1 of 10. I'll get it right in a minute. I was like, which way is that numbered? Yeah, so first in the series, number 1 of 10 on a nice piece of material there. Nice 2-color piece of material for Tony Romo. And you maybe have a little bit, I mean, not really very much, just a little bit of kind of edge and corner on that. But as a whole, oh boy, yeah, let's try that again. As a whole, the Tony Romo is in good shape. So, Cowboys, congrats on that. Two boxes left. I mean, I know Romo's not your guy anymore, but he was your guy for a long time. So I gotta think if you're a Cowboys fan, you're still happy pulling that Romo. You know, I'm a Steelers fan, and I'm thrilled if I pull Terry Bradshaw. I know, Romo didn't win you a Super Bowl, I know that, but still, good solid quarterback for the Cowboys for a long time, and so I'm thinking you're happy to have gotten that. Alex Okafor to 8 or 10, maybe that's a $9.99 on that one. Just gotten in the habit of saying $8.99, but it was $9.99, I believe. A lot of the cards with letters on them, like for Brady and whatnot, you know, there's one for each letter of his last name. That's to $1.99 on the Ken John Barner. And they will be varying degrees of difficulty to collect. So if you're into that sort of thing and you want a complete set, I don't remember how many players have it, but there's a handful of them that, you know, have the cards that will spell out their name in this set. Cowboys are just having a good break. They have hit a lot of stuff, and they just hit another one. There's Gavin Escobar with the hard hats to $199. Again with the sticker auto. So the Cowboys are doing all right, as are the Niners. Eli Manning. So we will recap all the hits in the break. So if you jumped in late, or you're kind of, you know, buzzing back and forth between this and another break, or this and television, or whatever the case may be, we will recap it all at the end. Here's a little Le'Veon Bell, new breed, so it's probably not going to be signed, which is a drag, but still. Le'Veon to $3.99. That gives us some hope that maybe we're going to find a Le'Veon signature in here. Because, you know, sometimes they do just kind of get, like, stuck on a player, for lack of a better word. It seems like to me. Sometimes you'll pull one player out of a case 2 or 3 times. Not always, but I generally consider it to be a good sign to see a player you're targeting come through somewhere in there. That one is to $49 on the Stephen Ridley insert. Whoops, put it in the wrong place. Have to put the numbered ones off to the side. Jonathan Banks to, I think that says $9.99 on the Banks. Another passing the torch, which, you know, that just answers our question. We will still go to the checklist, but as I said before, I was 99% sure that this was going to be a Niners, and here is pretty much the card, just without the signatures on it. But so we see it is the Niners, which is what we would have thought we were going to have, but we will still go to the checklist because that's just the correct way to do it. But that's essentially, you know, your card's going to look very similar to that, except with some signatures on it. That's to $199 for the Rodney Smith. Marcus Wheaton to $2.99. I don't know if you pay much attention to the Panini puts out a list every. Sorry, I've got a scratch, man. That old mosquito's killing me. It's eating me alive. Panini puts out a list every week on Fridays, I think it is. I don't usually pull it up until Saturday or Sunday, but anyway, towards the end of the week. A list of all the redemptions that they have sent out the week prior. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, you can usually get a pretty good idea of what's in the mail and what series they're working on and that kind of stuff. You'd be surprised. They often have a lot of older cards like this still hanging around. Nick Casa to $1.99 for the Raiders. So they may still have your redemption for this set. I hope they do. Because that would be a pretty cool card with the Kaepernick and Steve Young. Oh, that's a nice patch we're getting ready to take a better look at here in a second. Boom, that Keenan Allen to $99, and you've got yourself a 4-color patch there. And you guys know how much I love nice patch hits, nice jersey hits, relic hits, whatever you prefer to call them. And that's a pretty sweet one. So congrats to the Chargers on the Keenan Allen. How about a little Stevie Johnson for the Buffalo Bills? And that is numbered to, what does that say? $199. Whew, I couldn't get a good look at that. Steve Johnson material to $199. You do have a little bit of chipping and wear down here specifically, or especially, I should say, in the lower left-hand corner on the front, but a little bit across that bottom edge in general. Adrian Peterson for the Vikings on the cool little die cut. Rashard Mendenhall is another one that was traded by the time we got to this set. He goes to the Cardinals. And Steven Jackson had been traded to the Falcons by then. Mike Gillislee hard hat to $299 for the Dolphins. there's a hit for the Vikes with the Cordarrelle Patterson with the rookie inscriptions, which I always like the rookie inscriptions. Really, though, the hard hats probably is my favorite out of 13 Elite. I like the hard hat signatures, but I like the rookie inscriptions too. Especially if you try to track down all the colors, because that makes it a little more interesting, you know, when you're looking for the green ink, the red ink, the blue ink. That's to $9.99. Amendola for the Patriots. Of course, he was in his Rams uniform on the front, but had been traded by that point. Now they're passing the torch. Oops, that's our redemption. I was trying to grab a pack and I grabbed our redemption card. Josh Boyce to 82 for the Patriots. It's always interesting to go back through some of these older products and you look back on the rookies and think about how you did versus, I mean, and projecting how you thought they were going to do and how they actually did. That's to $7.99 on the Quentin Patton. Like some of them, you know, you think, if I had pulled that in 2013, I would have been thrilled. And then, you know, you find out a year or two later, ooh, they are terrible. And then there are others you think, man, you know, if I'd pulled that in 2013, I would have been mad. And then they turn out to be amazing players a few years down the road. So that is getting too tall again. So it's always kind of fun to go through them with the benefit of hindsight, if you will. Whoops, that Jordan Reed is to $799. Derek Rogers to $299 for the Buffalo Bills. Jets or Texans? I mean, in terms of like signatures, no. Or materials, I don't think. Now, and for inserts and stuff like that, that's to $7.99. Inserts and things, oh man, I gotta tell you, I do not retain that at all. Inserts and base, even unless it's like a one of one or something. Oh, I don't retain that. That is to $199 on the Randall Cobb. But in terms of signatures and materials, no. But we are getting ready. This is the last pack, and then we'll recap them. So we have to do the one thing in random, and then we will recap them. Well, here are these two, so I can set those last two base down and grab my white sheet of paper so we can look at Connor Vernon for the Raiders to $99 on the hard hats. Okay, so before we recap, we got a couple things to do here. Get the last of this base over in the sorting, on the sorting mat. We have these passing the torch cards. Get them all facing the same way first. That have two different teams on them. So what we're going to do is call this the front of the card. And then, I know this is a different card, but the back of the card is the part that says, has the NFL shield and the NFL Players Association logos on them. So the front, all of these cards are getting ready to go into random. Here's the front of all of them. And then random is going to tell us in a minute, this is the back side of each of them, whether or not these cards will go to the team on the front or whether they will go to the team on the back. So that's what we're getting ready to roll into right now. And if I can get where I need to go here. We will hit random 3 different times, and because there's only, 2 items in here, wherever it lands on the 3rd try, that is how those cards will be awarded. So there is our 3rd. You'll see 3 times. There's our date and time stamp, and it is going to the front is the answer to the question. So we'll blow through them again just so you know which teams they're going to. So again, the front of the card is the one without the, the logos that we determined would be the back of the card. So Cam Newton, Von Miller, Peyton Manning, Earl Campbell again, that will go to the Titans, and Vikings. That's how those cards will be distributed when they're sorted. That brings us to our redemption, which, of course, we know that's going to go to the 49ers, but you also know that I do actually go to the checklist and verify all of those. So we're going to do that right now. And it takes a minute for me to get through all of the drop-down menus on the Panini website to get us where we need to be. Oh, you know what? Is that actually technically Donruss, isn't it? Crud. I selected, crap. I have to go back one. Sorry. I forget that technically they brand Elite as Donruss, because they bought out Donruss long time ago. And this is passing the torch. It doesn't say anything about being silver or gold. So we'll just go this route. And that is card number 19. And yeah, so it's exactly what we said it was going to be. But here's the part you're going to like, assuming that they still have this card, which I really hope that they do. Because you know the part you're going to like? Yes, it's numbered to 10. To 10. Why must they give us redemptions on things that are numbered to 10? So sad. Hopefully they're still going to have the card, though. Let's everybody cross our fingers for the Niners that Panini still has this card hanging around somewhere. So the redemption, Colin Kaepernick and Steve Young for the Niners, numbered to 10. And let's do our materials, and then we'll do our signatures. The Steve Johnson for the Bills. And that was to I think it says 199. It's down there in that lower right corner. Keenan Allen to 99. Mr. Le'Veon Bell to 399. I was really hoping we could find you a signature for that. That is to 10 on the Tony Romo prime numbers, which is a nice patch. Joseph Randall to 399 for the Cowboys. Aaron Dobson, 399 for the Pats. That is to 49 on the nice little LT fabric for the Giants. And this is really pretty sweet. This is to 10. And Herschel Walker. I mean, that's pretty darn cool. It really is. I like that hit for the Vikings. For the Titans to 399 for Justin Hunter. And then that brings us to our little stack of signatures. Connor Vernon to 99 for the Raiders. Sticker. I think pretty much all of these are stickers. Rick Rogers for the Bills to 299. Well, obviously the rookie inscriptions are not. The rest of them are. That is Cordarrelle Patterson for the Vikings. Nick Casa to 199 for the Raiders. Gavin Escobar to 199 for the Cowboys. Eric Reed to 299 for the Niners, who had a nice little break. There's another Eric Reed for the Niners to 199. That one is a sticker, of course. The other one was too, but just, I don't know. I said that one again, I guess, because it was on the clear card. Just drew my attention to it. It's to 299 on the Jonathan Franklin for the Packers. 299 Stedman Bailey for the Rams. 199 Justin Hunter for the Titans. And Christian Michael for the Seahawks. With another, is that back-to-back? I guess it is, isn't it? Yeah. Back-to-back. So there's another Christian Michael to 199 for the Seahawks sticker. The rookie inscription one was on card. The other is a sticker. Terrence Williams for the Cowboys wraps us up. The A.J. Hammond's redemption you got a couple weeks ago. Excellent. That is great. Numbered to 5. Fantastic. Yeah. I tell you, some of the older stuff, guys, they do still have it around. And honestly, I was shocked. I had a thing, I had a couple of things from 2010 and a couple of things from 2011, my own stuff, of course, that I submitted. And I just figured, I'll let it sit there a couple months, then I'll go onto Twitter and see what I can work out with the guy. And they shipped them both within, I'm going to say maybe 3 weeks of the time I put them in. So they're kind of caught up a little bit too, I think, over there, which is nice because they were desperately behind. I mean, they're still behind. They still owe me some Ezekiel Elliott signatures from like 4 months ago and some other stuff. So there are still some things they are behind on, but I think that's more driven by the athlete, waiting on the athlete versus just the sheer volume of things that they have to process, which is what it was for a long time. But anyway, I think they're making progress. So guys, thank you so much. As always, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me, breaking with me, bidding with me. Got a lot of fun and interesting stuff coming up in the days ahead, and I hope that I will see you again on another break. In the meantime, have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.